Good morning. Finland supports all efforts towards constructive, lasting and a just peace for Ukraine. And also we are here to bolster the transatlantic alliance, which has never been stronger. We are living up to the commitments set forth in the summit of last summer in The Hague. And obviously a major discussion point today will also be the peace talks. Now, there can't be a lasting and sustainable peace if the evil persists. On the very contrary, we have to make sure that the good guys are able to build a sovereign country based on liberty, on freedom, on transparency and full democracy, which the Ukrainian people deserve. And we are here to support them.
Does peace negotiations even make sense because Russia refuses all of compromises right now?
So far we haven't seen any concessions from the side of the aggressor, which is Russia. And I think the best confidence-building measure would be to start with a full ceasefire. And if not with the full ceasefire, then with a ceasefire on energy infrastructure, which would make sure that there are no deliberate civilian casualties, which has been, unfortunately, the playbook of Russia so far.
Minister, there's no unanimity for NATO membership in NATO, here in NATO. So why should this option not be ruled out if there's no unanimity anyway?
For what?
For Ukraine membership in NATO. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to a future where Ukraine is a full member in NATO. It might not happen tomorrow. It would anyway not happen tomorrow, but someday it has to be possible, and I'm sure it's in the full interest of the entire alliance.
Yesterday Putin was threatening
go at war against Europe if necessary. What do you make of such comments?
Well, it's the rhetoric that Russia is making use of in order to intimidate us, and we shouldn't take such talks too seriously. We have very strong capabilities as NATO, as Europe, and we are ramping up by the day. And Russia, on the very contrary, is in a position where it's desperately looking for an off-ramp out of the war it should never have started, and which was obviously based on a totally misguided calculus on what was going to happen. The Ukrainians have been brave enough to resist the evil for 4 years now, and even longer if we start with the illegal annexation of Crimea. Ukraine has all the possibilities to really, have a future which is based on not only the freedom but also the full sovereignty which it deserves.
Considering these peace talks with Estonia, Secretary Rubio is not even here today.
I'm so glad that Secretary Rubio is involved in these peace talks. I think his efforts together with the American team have been extremely constructive, and we have American presence here, and we are able to discuss as the alliance also with the deputy.
Considering the frozen Russian assets in Belgium, is Finland willing to offer a financial guarantee to Belgium so they don't bear the burden if this decision is reached?
It's very important that we find a solution to making use of the frozen assets for the victim of this war, and at the end of the day for the victory of humanity.
Also the possibility that Wittkopf would stop by in Brussels on his way back from Moscow. Do you know anything about that, and would you welcome such a step?
I spoke with my colleague Andrei Zubia last night, and he was confident that in some shape or form we will be briefed also here in Europe, and he will himself be coming over, and I'm looking forward to those discussions as well. But apparently they haven't been able to reach massive consensus last night in Moscow.
Have you seen the statement of Russian officials after yesterday's negotiation, and what do you think about this statement?
Well, it looks like Russia is not willing to make any compromise, and they still are looking to achieve the full goals which they started to go after with this full-scale invasion in the first place, which was full subjugation of Ukraine. So therefore it is so important that any peace deal will recognize that not only needs the killing stop, and we would hope for the killing to stop today in the form of a ceasefire, but there also need to be terms which make Ukraine strong enough to, in the future, resist any, not only invasion on the military side, but also any political interference which is fully in the Russian playbook to, make sure that their neighboring countries do not become a showcase for personal liberties, which is exactly what Putin wants to prevent in his own country. Thank you so very much.